Have you ever opened your bank app, stared at the number on the screen, and just froze? Maybe it was after a weekend of impulse spending you promised yourself wouldn't happen again. Or maybe you've been avoiding those numbers altogether because deep down you're afraid of what you will find. You know you need to get a handle on your money, but every time you try, the overwhelm creeps in. The questions of, should I pay off debt first? Do I save? Do I invest? What about my business expenses? What if I make the wrong decision? That moment of, I don't know what to do, can feel so heavy, like you are expecting to figure it out, but nothing feels clear. If you ever felt confused, avoidant, or ashamed when you're looking at your finance, this episode is for you. Not knowing what to do with your money is often less about a lack of information and more about what's happening in your heart. Today, I want to help you take a deep breath and discover what to do first. And no, it's not creating another budget you won't stick to. This episode is for the woman who loves God, wants to be wise with money, but often feels stuck and unsure where to start. By the end of this episode, you will walk away with biblical clarity and a calm next step. No more pressure, but more peace. How does it sound? Welcome to the Fun Money Habit Podcast. Hi, I'm Reina, your biblical money mindset coach. And after paying off $250,000 of debt and becoming mortgage-free, I realized something life-changing. Money management isn't just about numbers. It's about trust, surrender, and mindset. And today we are diving into that all too familiar feelings of being stuck with money and how to move forward even when you're not sure what the right step is. First, do you know why we freeze with money? We gotta be honest. Opening our bank app after an emotional spending spread or a month of avoiding can feel like tearing down a mountain you don't even know how to climb, right? For some of you, your husband has handled the finance for so long that now the idea of taking ownership feels overwhelming. For some of you who are single, you are suddenly faced with handling both personal and business finance. And the weight of that responsibility is heavy. So what happened? You avoid, you impulse buy when you're stressed or sad. You tell yourself, I will figure it out later. But later never seems to come. And under all of that, you have fear, scarcity, perfectionism, that common pressure of what if I mess it up? What if I never get ahead? What does God even expect from me in this area? Right? Here's the truth. Freezing isn't a money problem, it's a mindset problem. When you don't have clarity, your brain defaults to what feels familiar. Avoiding the number, spending to smooth the emotion, letting someone else take the lead because it feels safer. But here's what I want you to hear today. God didn't give you a spirit of fear. He gave you power, love, and self-control. Go back to 2 Timothy 1:7. And that includes how you can approach your finance and your business too. You don't need to have it all figured out to take the next step. You just need to invite God into the process and break free from the lie that you have to do it perfectly. So many of my clients are not taking any step because of perfectionism. We need to put this aside, okay? So here's a biblical reframe for you today. We're going to anchor ourselves into that amazing truth that you can always meditate on anytime you feel stuck. Go back to James 1:5 and hear what it says. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him. James wrote this to believers who were overwhelmed and facing trials. Here, James wasn't telling them to figure it out alone. He was reminding them that wisdom is actually available if you're willing to ask. So before you even put up the spreadsheets or the budget app or look at your number again, pause, pray, and ask for wisdom with the specific problem you're facing. Here's a quick story from one of my clients. That client was avoiding her finance for years, Her husband handles the bills, and anytime she tries to get involved, she felt overwhelmed and ashamed of her spending habit. When she started her business, those same fears followed her. Now she had to look at the number, and it was terrifying. But when we stopped trying to figure it all out on her own and asked God for wisdom, she realized she didn't need a new spreadsheet. She needed permission to start where she was and trust that God will guide her one decision at a time. Now she's confidently checking her account, looking at her business finance, and get this, she and her husband have money conversation without fear and shame. How cool is that? This is what happens when you invite God into the process. So, what is the first step when you get stuck? Let's break this down for you so you can change your situation today. First, ask God for wisdom. Go back to James 1:5. Pray before you do anything. Ask, Lord, how do you want me to steward what I have right now? Let His peace guide your next step. 2, you need to clarify your vision. What does financial peace look like for you in this season? And I precise that in this season of your life. Is it knowing where your money is going? Is it paying off all of those debts? Is it being able to invest in a coach, in some software, in your business without any guilt? And get clear on why you want to change. 3, you got to identify those limiting beliefs. What thought come up when you look at your finance? Is it scarcity, fear, or failure, guilt over past spending? Write them down, then surrender them to God. He's not condemning you. He's inviting you to freedom and good stewardship. Number 4, look at the number without shame. Don't judge what you see. This is the thing that my client was stuck in. She was scared of looking at her number because she told me not seeing any income coming in make me feel like a failure. So I rather avoid it than face that feeling. But we need to look at that without judgment. This is simply a number. It's not a reflection on how good of a coach you are or not. There may be some refining in your marketing that need to be done. Yes, but please don't take that personally. We need to know the number to know what we're going to do next. So no judgment, please. List your income, your expenses. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about partnering with reality so you know what's going on so you can move forward with peace and clarity. And lastly, take one simple step. This is fun money habits. And what I teach my clients is elastic habit. I'm not asking you to take 10 steps. I'm asking you to take one. Depending on where you are at, maybe it's just transferring $50 to your saving account or canceling one of your subscription or scheduling another money date with yourself or your business or with your spouse. Or maybe it's investing in a coach like myself because you know you need help and support to get your breakthrough and go deeper. I need you to take small, obedient steps to start creating momentum. So those are those 5 simple steps. I'm going to recap them very quickly. Ask God for wisdom. Clarify your vision. Identify your limiting belief. Look at your number without shame and take one simple step and make it fun, of course, so that it's even easier to take, right? So grab again your pen and paper and let me ask you that question. What's keeping me from taking the next step with money? Is it fear, perfectionism, or something else? Again, if you know that you can't move past those blocks on your own, make sure you visit funmoneyhabits.com. My program will help you transform your relationship with money so you can feel at peace earning more money. You can feel confident selling and you can have fun stewarding the resources that God is giving you while bringing Him glory. And finally, reach financial peace so that money, talking about it, having it, feels so much more joyful and fun. That's what I can help you do. So if you want to learn more about my program and my free resources, as I say, make sure you visit funmoneyhabits.com. You will learn how to break free from scarcity, manage your finance with confidence, and align your money with God's purpose for your life without fear, shame, or overwhelm. You don't need more willpower. You need biblical wisdom and a safe space to shift your mindset and habits. So let's do this together. I cannot wait. So thank you again for listening today. I hope it was helpful. And what I want to say is just because you are unsure now doesn't mean you are unqualified to steward money well. God isn't confused about your finance. He's ready to lead you one faithful step at a time. So lean on Him, shift your mindset, and become a good steward. Thank you again for listening. I'm praying for you and I'm here cheering you on. And if you want to chat, remember I'm on Instagram at Christian Money Mindset. You take care and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.